First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you could never really know what's up next.
Hello!
Hello, hello, hello!
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for Up Next, live on YouTube. Welcome. It's Wednesday night. That means we are live on YouTube.
We are live on YouTube. It's a brand new week. It's a brand new NXT, and it's a brand new Up Next live on YouTube.
Yes. Wow. Wednesday nights. This is the Wednesday no one watched.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have many people in tonight. I feel the other show had a bit more buzz.
What other show?
But that didn't stop Eric Marcotte from joining in the chat. Eric,
of course.
How are you? How do we look? How do we sound?
Eric doesn't even watch wrestling. He just...
Oh, he watched tonight. I know he watched tonight.
When no one else was watching NXT,
he was watching.
He was
tonight.
like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna watch
NXT." Was poopy, says Japaka.
Whoa, poopy? That's
poopy.
Rude.
That's mean.
Where am I in the wrong? I think I'm in the wrong. I'm in a chat room for something else. I thought that was our chat room.
Okay, what were you in?
I don't know, but I said it's lit and no one was responding, so I'm in the right chat now.
Okay, Peter, hello. We'll be chatting to you obviously on Thursday.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us, is it Smiloff or Smiloff?
Smiloff.
Smiloff.
Peter Smiloff.
Eric had a bit too much to drink.
Oh,
Eric.
I'm gonna tweet
what were you
out
drinking?
Link. Yeah, what were you drinking? He probably was watching. I'm gonna tweet out that we're live on YouTube right now, and then we can get this show on the road.
Smile off, nice. I think
Nice.
that's what we've been saying most weeks. So
Yes,
awesome.
that's what we call you.
We're halfway through Frankenhooker at the moment.
Oh my God.
We're looking forward to it very much. The
Yeah.
American vintages, yes, we're a fan of them too. Was it the iced tea or the like blueberry one?
Oh yeah, I love those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Let me just make sure I tweet this properly, and then we're good to go, people, to talk about NXT. So make sure you get your American vintages ready. We are live on the Up Next podcast YouTube, chatting about NXT. Here we go. NXT. Spin the wheel.
Iced tea. The iced tea one's good because it's zero sugar. I think the blueberry one still has some sugar, but yeah, that iced tea one's nice.
All right, I have tweeted the link, and we can talk about some NXT now.
And yes, no AEW spoilers during this chat. Everyone's normally really good with it, but just a little reminder because we will be watching after, and we like to remain unspoiled.
I got a claw.
Got some wine. I got a pumpkin.
You look
beer.
like Johnny Gargano right now.
Thank you.
You got the same jacket as him or something? Doesn't that look like
Similar
a Johnny
fit?
like a cardigan or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. Okay. Let's go into some
LFG.
Yeah, let's go into some NXT talk. So anyone who finding us here on YouTube, we record the
Finding us here.
Yeah. If you found us
Yeah.
here, you can find the podcast. Just search upNXT wherever you find your podcast, but we're going to record now.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for Up Next. PostWrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, and of course,
YouTube.com/upnext every Wednesday night, 10:30 Eastern PM.
yeah.
Hello YouTube room.
Yeah, hello YouTube room, hello podcast world, wherever you may be listening to us. Hello. Wednesday nights, we watch NXT because we're your NXT friends. And even tonight, on a night that probably most wrestling fans were watching a different show, a stack show with all the titles on the line. Oh my God. We still watched NXT, and we're going to talk to you about it tonight. We still watched it. We may be the only people.
We're loyal.
We are loyal.
Yellow Brand. We're your NXT friends, and yes, we did watch that. And so far, I'm speaking for myself, but I think you as well. We're unspoiled, so we're trying to stick that way because we'll be doing our AEW show in the morning, early afternoon,
noon. Judging
tomorrow,
on these White Claws.
Yes, tomorrow on our Patreon. So we do talk about AEW every week. and we're looking forward to watching that later tonight.
I mean, if you're listening podcast, you can't see, but YouTube room can see. I'm on my cowboy shit. Ever since Hangman Page I'm rocking the bandana. It's been my accessory of the month lately.
Nice.
We talk all about AEW on Thursdays, and that's a lot of fun. That's another show. We will get to that, but of course we will talk about NXT today. Off the bat, we had a barbecue again.
Yes.
Even though it's October, spooky season, you came home with charcoal and you were determined to have a barbecue, and then it started to rain.
Yeah, we recorded a new episode of Behind the BDE, which is already up for World Champs, and we were getting all excited to barbecue, and it started to rain.
Wow. But then it stopped.
It stopped. A miracle occurred.
Wow. Yeah. The savior. Someone was like, no, they have to barbecue. And that's what we did. We recorded a Behind the BDE as an exclusive World Champ show, where we talked about our new Instagram.
Yeah.
Which, follow us on Instagram. We decided that, maybe on these Wednesdays or any of the days we record, we'll be more, posting stuff. So today I posted some videos of you barbecuing.
Yes.
Some fun things there. So at upNXT Podcast, go follow us on Instagram. We're not sure why a podcast needs an Instagram, but we decided...
Why not? Everyone needs an Instagram.
Yeah, for the gram. So go support the BD and our Twitter, at upNXT Podcast. We post all the shows, all the stuff we do, our thoughts, and all funny things, as well as John Siino, buddy of the show, friend of the show, host of Shot in the Dark, which is a free show up on our Patreon. All you got to do is go patreon.com/upnext, and Shot in the Dark is absolutely free. You don't have to do anything. You can just click the show and listen to it. John Siino covers all the other shows I don't watch. 205 Live, Dark. I don't know what else he talks about.
Main Event, New Japan Strong, GCW from this weekend.
Right, yeah.
We had
I mean,
Bloodsport and
true.
Spring Break.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. If you want to be caught up on everything, it's your Cliff Notes of wrestling.
15
for the week.
minutes. He goes Cliff Notes. He goes in depth with those Spark Notes version of wrestling. But and then we have John, of course, who joins us for a bunch of things. He does the Zombie Pod. We'll be talking to him for the Patreon a little later in the month for top 5 spooky moments in wrestling, alongside Stephanie Chase from Digital Spy and all the stuff she's been doing over. She does so many NXT interviews. I highly recommend checking Stephanie out as well. That's is that next week we're doing that?
That will be in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, so that's in 2 weeks. So I gotta get ready of my spooky moments. Maybe one of them happened from tonight.
Maybe
from NXT. Yeah, maybe we'll get there.
While we're on the subject of our Patreon, we have a new episode of Was Next coming out tomorrow, where we're looking at the January 2nd edition, 2013 now, of NXT, featuring The Shield. It's all about The Shield.
Yeah, this is like an Easter egg of wrestling.
Yes.
If you've so Was Next is a show we go back and we've been watching old NXT from the start, and now we're on this episode where The Shield have finally actually come together, and so they've already been on the main roster, but it's NXT. This was a kind of a little hidden Easter egg of an episode. I definitely thought
it's been one of the best ones we've watched. We've got a new episode of Up Yours, joined by world champion Peter Smiloff, where we'll be talking all about the 1990 comedy horror movie Frankenhooker.
Oh my goodness!
You can pretty much work out from the title what the film is about, but that should be a really fun review with Peter. And then next week, we're back with our free movie reviews, where we'll be doing our Batman review.
Yeah.
Batman Returns from 1992. That will be on the free feed.
Yeah, we did Batman, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson. That was awesome. That's on this very free feed. And we're going to continue with the Batman. So the next one is Batman Returns. We'll be doing that next week. We'll be hyping it up next week as well. We'll probably release that like next Thursday or something. So, but if you like free shows, you might like this. There's a show called Hell in a Cell. Bailey and Sasha in the cell, right?
Jay and Roman in the cell. Randy and Drew in the cell.
Well, we did a show last year for our Patreon called Best Match Ever, Hell in a Cell. And we dissected and picked and reviewed all the best Hell in a Cell matches, and then kind of argue and pick which one we kind of thought was the best. We're deciding to give it out for free.
Yes.
On this very feed. Next, what we want to do?
Maybe Tuesday next week.
Yeah. So if you maybe have not listened to any of the Patreon shows, or maybe you didn't, you're not a member anymore, you want a free show, it is from last year, but we'll put a little timestamp on it. And we'll be talking about all Hell in the Cell. We get all up in the Undertaker, Triple H, all of that. All the Hell in the Cells. All for free on this very free feed. Best match ever, Hell in the Cell. Tuesday, we'll drop it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but those are the free shows. We just did a Halloween Havoc 1993 review. We did Evil Dead, the OG, a movie review. That's up on the Patreon. $5 a month, North American tier. Gets you all these shows.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's how you can support us here at the BDE. We did a show in the backyard earlier today, and then we were kind of like hanging out. You got the barbecue going, and then our landlord messaged.
Oh boy, I forgot. I almost forgot.
We were about to jump into some wrestling, but our landlord asked us if we've had like a leaky faucet, and through text message, and I'm like, I don't know. Sorry. So she's like, can you check? So I literally think like maybe the water pipes have burst or something. So I quickly go through the house and no, nothing's happened. It's fine. So I'm like, message her back. I said, no, everything's fine. She says, oh, okay. Can you check? And like
any dripping anywhere.
I'm like, no, I don't see any. She's like, oh, okay. Well, I said, is everything okay? Because I was nervous. I'm like, what's going on? Is our house going to like explode into water or something? I don't know what's going on. I don't know how this works. And she said that the city of Toronto have messaged them, our landlords, saying that their water consumption has tripled in the past few months. So there's a lot of more water coming out of this residence. And they assume that we are growing cannabis. So my landlord obviously probably sees me in the backyard once or twice smoking up a doobie. Now thinks I'm fucking the Walter White of pot.
Now, I would say if we were growing cannabis here, we'd be paying our rent on time. We wouldn't be living to the wire every month.
So our landlord thinks...
Like, where? We live in a basement. There's no natural sunlight in here. I don't know where you'd fit a greenhouse in. They can see what's in the garden. Like, where are we supposed to be doing this?
Jeez. Also, it's like legal in this country. Like, literally, there's 3 stores outside 2 minutes away that we can go buy it legally. Why would I grow it in my own house? So, I obviously sell coke if I... No.
It's so confusing.
I don't understand. Very, very odd. But I have to convince her now.
But then we're like, oh, come to think of it, we have had a leaky faucet. And it seems really sus.
That's a leaky faucet. I don't understand. So she doesn't believe me. And I said we can talk tomorrow. I think she wanted to talk tonight, but we were busy watching NXT.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I can't do this right now.
Did she really? She wanted to actually...
No, but she was kind of like, can we come? And I'm like, let's talk tomorrow so I can clean up and get rid of all the weed and seeds and everything. Yeah. I'm joking. But that was an interesting turn of events today. So now our landlord...
Yeah, it was very strange.
We might get evicted for growing weed that we don't grow.
Not growing?
Yeah. What are we going to do? Live on the streets?
On the streets, yeah. Like, I don't know. Start growing weed. Like...
Start selling drugs.
Yeah.
Fuck, we're gonna have to turn to a life of crime. Just very, very, very interesting. Something I know we talked about on Behind the BD of terrible things and terrible people on Twitter with terrible opinions that they're so they're allowed to have. But I saw we're nerds and we were mentioning Batman and stuff. I can't go on today without mentioning that Jimmy Kimmel says he's going to play Kraven the Hunter in Spider-Man 3. And then on top of that, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are announced for Spider-Man 3. What?
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Is Matt Damon going to be in it?
Who would Matt Damon be?
Scorpion.
I want Topher Grace to be in it.
Whoa, get out. Get the fuck out.
No, Topher Grace will be in Venom 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, so Michael Keaton's going to be Batman in this like Flash time travel type universe thing. So
with Ben Affleck.
Oh, okay.
And I read the other day that Christian Bale has said if Christopher Nolan approves of the script, he'll do it. He wants Christopher Nolan's blessing, but he's been approached to be in the Flash as well.
Oh my god. I think the Spider-Man one will be better just because Toby's in it. We'll get Toby with his emo hair.
It's an interesting trio.
Yeah.
Because they're all quite different.
Right.
No, I want Val Kilmer to be in the Batman one. I want Val and George.
George is Bruce only. He's the good. But we'll get to that one down the line. But
if it's a multiverse, can you imagine the moment where everyone's like, Bruce, what's with the nips?
Just George Clooney hanging out with his Matt Damon. There you go, Matt, who shows up there. But Kimmel as Kraven the Hunter makes a lot of sense.
I like it.
Ultimate Spider-Man
Different,
vibes.
yeah,
definitely. He's gonna be a whole act. He's just gonna be a fake, not like a real villain. I think it'll be good.
Or maybe he'll be absolutely terrifying.
Jimmy Kimmel just I don't know if he's trolling or not. I wonder if it's he tweeted it, and everything on Twitter is real.
It's true, yeah. It's got to be.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, how are you doing? Other than that, you all right?
I'm all right. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. We're obviously now back in phase 2 in Toronto. I say obviously, it's not obvious. People are going through all their different regulations and stuff where they live. But yeah, we've gone back to phase 2 in the city, which means no more indoor dining, which really affects my job because I'm a bartender and a server, and it's starting to get cold here, so not many people want to sit outside. So work's been pretty tough. And don't know. I'm pretty sure layoffs are happening again. I think I'm staying this time round.
Jeez.
But yeah, it's
crazy because people want to like support restaurants and bars and stuff, but like how if you can't go to them, right? Like it's crazy. Like we were joking that we were sitting outside today. It was still kind of cold, but hoodie season. We were fine, but like I can see people trying to support, but as soon as it gets cold, it gets crazy in Canada. Obviously, we have listeners listening where they don't have winters like we do, but it gets crazy, and it's definitely going to be difficult in the future for a lot of people all over the world. Really, like the whole entertainment business has been flipped upside down.
Yeah,
everything is just crazy. But somehow wrestling just continue. Or just be a wrestler.
Why not? Why not? Yeah,
be a manager.
Yeah,
I don't know. You could wrestle. You're like what, 6 foot?
Sure.
Yeah. Get you in shape. That's what you get. This round 2 of lockdown.
I was actually thinking of messaging the gym across the road and be like, "Can I just borrow some weights?"
What do you mean borrow?
Like you're closed. Can I just borrow a pair
you
of
live
25?
really close.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd let you. They
Let's
should.
try. Well, I'm going to email them now.
Email them. No, not during the show. What is your? Don't give them that free press unless they give you the weights. But there you go. Just focus on the good things.
Yeah. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been all right. It's spooky season, but it's like, why should I bother getting a costume if I'm not sure there's going to be?
Because Halloween Havoc in 2 weeks' time.
Oh right, yeah, of course, yeah, definitely. I've just been watching a lot of scary movies. Watched Midsommar finally. That was really creepy.
Yeah.
Just been keeping it low key, doing my thing, and yeah, we do have to get a Halloween costume actually.
Yeah, we've got to get it sorted.
Because NXT is doing Halloween Havoc October 28th, and we're doing our watch along and Zoom costume party. We're gonna be giving out a link to a Zoom, like pretty much like the tailgate we did in the summer. But if you don't have a costume, you're getting booted. Therefore, we really need to work on a costume. Yes. Are we going to be Killian, Dane, and Drake?
No.
You're dressed like Drake Maverick
What,
now.
do I just tan myself? You said I was dressed like Johnny Gargano earlier.
I'm just dressed like really small white men. I'll just take my shirt off and I'll be Dane. I'll get some I don't know. I'm not as hairy as Dane. I don't know. What other tag team? You wanted to be Tyler Breeze.
Same being Tyler Breeze.
Yeah. I don't want to be Fandango. I'd be Fabian Eichner.
Be Fabian Eichner, sure.
I want to be Io Shirai.
Be Io Shirai.
All right, you can't stop
Don't let
me.
anyone tell
Believe in
you
your
down.
dreams?
Whatever, believe in your dreams.
All right, maybe. Costume suggestions to both of us.
And get thinking of your costume. We want some sort of effort.
Yeah, should we have a contest? We should have a contest.
All right.
Best costume wins.
Best
something.
Costume wins something.
Yeah. I'll talk to Scrump. Best costume. But at upNXT Podcast and of course on the Instagram at upNXT Podcast, let us know what should our Halloween costumes be for our watch along. YouTube.com/upNXT, October 28th. Not only will we be doing our post shows like we're doing right now, but we'll be doing a watch along for Halloween Havoc. And it'll be super spooky, so can't wait for all the spooky stuff. I love spooky season. Have you had a pumpkin? We had pumpkin beer today, but have you had a pumpkin spice?
I had some pumpkin beer. I had some pumpkin spice a couple of weeks ago, but haven't recently.
Pumpkin beers. Pumpkin.
Good.
I haven't drank beer like all year, and then
I
just had pumpkin beer. It was a real Why don't they have pumpkin spice White Claws?
You just had to get the pumpkin spice in the conversation.
Yeah, I always
somehow,
do.
Didn't you?
Yeah, I always do. In fact, for Halloween Havoc, I'm going to make pumpkin chili.
I'm sure you've never talked about it on the show before.
I'm going to serve it in a pumpkin.
Okay. All
right. Well, let's talk about what happened here tonight. NXT. The show, a lot of people just PVR'd and watched the other one. But we're still here. We are loyal. And it's all taking place from the Capitol Wrestling Center. NXT, October 14th, 2020. Starts off with Undisputed Era with no Adam Cole. He's still injured. He's injured ribs. Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and Roderick Strong. Fish and Roddy are in their gear because they have a match coming up. Kyle, on the mic, says he is healing up and should be cleared within a week to wrestle again. And the match with Finn was awesome. But if we had our hands on Ridge Holland, well, we would have put him in the hospital bed he's in right now. So whoever is behind this Ridge deal, the Era Boys will find you, and we will hurt them. I think he was going for a Taken vibe. We have a great set of skills.
This was quite interesting to see Kyle
as the mouthpiece,
kind of lead here and be the mouthpiece. Like we've heard him talk in kind of backstage things, but it's rare it's in the ring. And how did you feel Kyle was here as kind of the leader?
I like comedy, and I like my wrestling, and sometimes I don't like my wrestling too comedy, and I feel like Kyle still has that stink to me where he's trying to be funny, but it doesn't nail.
Okay.
Because I think Kyle should just kind of be the way he was in those prime targets and stuff. Dude sounds like he's like an athlete, and that's kind of the way he should be more deadly. He should act the way he wrestles. Like he wrestles because he bends your knees and makes you tap out and attacks you. Like he's so technically sound. I think he should be more that and less of like, I don't know. I kind of thought it was a little cheesy.
It seemed like they reverted back to their kind of heel gimmicks.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
And it was cool to see him like get the mic and kind of be in that lead position while Cole's out. But I agree with you. It didn't sound as like I see these guys now as like a kind of no nonsense babyface group, and it seems like they're pulling away from that. Maybe
no nonsense show. Yeah, it just didn't seem as strong as I thought it was. It was kind of like he ends it with the second coming of the Golden Prophecy begins tonight, and that, boys and girls, well, you know the line. Sing along at home. That's Undisputed. Like I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's Undisputed. Well, Undisputed Era have to go up against Danny Burch, Oni Lorcan, the guys who injured Ridge Holland. So this is kind of intertwining storyline. How did we get to this match? Roddy and Burch won a match together, therefore they got to fight.
Oh, that's right.
That's how we got here.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. This is the number one contenders to the tag titles is in this match. And as Danny and Oni get to the ring, Oni's like, I heard you got a Ridge problem. Not anymore, thanks to us. And it's like, yeah, they did take this guy out. Kayfabe was. They fucked him up, I guess. So, Undisputed Era versus 1-2. And there's some crazy takedowns one-on-one here. Roddy and Burch are going at it. Burch is in with Fish, and he's stomping away on Fish's arm. Oni and Burch hit I know you loved this, double Russian leg sweep.
Pretty beautiful. Yeah,
it was like a double... Yeah, it was nice. It was really nice. There's then a double suplex.
Either side Russian leg sweep, would it be?
Either side? Because it's a side.
Because you're either side of it.
Either side.
Russian leg sweep.
Well, the double's Russian. I mean, yeah, there's multiple ways. A white Russian leg sweep is my favorite.
Why white Russian leg sweep?
Because Sandman used to do it.
Oh, okay.
So then they like suplex Fish onto Roddy. Looks great. There's uppercuts. There's uppercuts to like the arm. Oni's just wiling out with the uppercuts to everything. Oni's then chopping him up, lighting him up, and we go to commercial break. Picture in picture, and we hear the voice of John Cena.
We do.
New voice of Honda.
Something like that.
Yeah. And during the commercial, it is Undisputed Era now who has the advantage, and they're beating down on Oni, tagging in and out. When we come back from break, we see Tyler Breeze and Fandango, the champions, watching on the
There's like a new
stage.
perch, isn't it? It's in front of the screens.
Oh, we
but
lost
they
the
had
perch?
a little. Yeah, we've lost the perch. But they had a little stage in front of some of the screens. I say it's the new perch.
The new perch is just the ramp. Is it just the ramp?
It was like a little bit of apron, wasn't it, in front
Oh,
of the
okay, yeah.
in the screen.
You're right,
Yeah.
because we see it later. We see someone on there later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the new perch.
New perch.
But also, I just like that they're the champions and they came out to watch the match and someone actually gave them seats.
Yeah.
Like instead of just wrestlers standing with their arms
Sideways,
crossed,
watching a small TV.
sideways, yeah. So the champions are getting a good look here. So the match continues. We have Strong hitting like a stronghold here, but Lorcan gets out of it. There's then Bobby Fish who goes for a flying headbutt, or the flying fish, but Oni moves out of the way. No water in the pool. Burch gets tagged in. He's throwing these guys into each other, literally. He throws Fish into Roderick Strong. There's then a pop-up powerbomb onto Roderick Strong. Fish, however, comes back with a Samoan drop on Burch for a 2. There's back and forth. Oni is just crazy with these uppercuts continuing. Double blockbuster on both guys. There's a spot where you think Team 1-2 has both their submission holds, but Roddy gets a roll-up for like a 2.9. There's headbutts to the back. There's the assist DDT, but it's broken up by Fish, only for a 2 count. Oni gets thrown into Burch inadvertently, turns around. Roddy hits him with the high knee. Oni sells it like death. Roddy gets the pin. And Undisputed Era are the #1 contenders yet again for the NXT Tag Team titles.
I think no surprise with these 4. It was a really good match. We've seen these guys.
For sure.
Well, we've seen
They can't miss.
combinations of UE face these guys, but I thought this was really good. Good hot opener. It was nice to see finish with the kind of running knee as well. I like having different finishes. We don't normally see Roddy win with this.
You don't see Roddy win.
No, it's rare. Survivor Series last year.
Never forget.
But yeah, I thought this was really good. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, this was a fun match, and I kind of wanted to see, because this is a different version. This was Fish and Roddy.
Yes.
This wasn't Kyle and Roddy, and it wasn't Kyle and Fish.
Yeah.
It was Fish and Roddy. So it's definitely a team we're not used to seeing out of the 4 guys. I wanted to see Roddy and Fish do Chasing the Dragon. Teasing.
Yeah, they need to do something, don't they?
There's something that's like not progressing.
Total elimination or something. To like,
that
it'll come. It'll come. This was kind of one of their first matches together.
Yeah. But fun match, and Undisputed Era get the tag title shot.
Yes, which is next week, not at Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, next week against Fandango and Tyler Breeze. We have Mackenzie Mitchell backstage, and she's giving us an update on Finn Balor, who had surgery this week. And the title is kind of on hold because we're kind of we're playing it by ear here.
They basically say here, his jaw is more fucked than we thought it was.
Right down through the wire.
We see images of it literally down to the wire.
The images here are gross.
And then they're kind of saying, hey, we don't want to vacate the title, but we'll see. If Finn's ready soon, we'll keep it. That's kind of what they're saying,
What
right?
a champion. You see his face?
Yeah.
Man, that match. I want to rewatch that match. That was a war.
But yeah, it's clear they don't want to vacate again so soon after Cross, which I'm fine with.
The title is cursed. Get anywhere near that title, cursed. We have a video package for Ember Moon. She says it's been a bad year. She's been injured and injured and injured. But now, once they told me, Ember, you're cleared. Ember, your NXT is what she thought. So I came home. And I feel alive. This is more of like a video package where she's like talking to the camera and cuts in and out. She's not in the ring here. She says NXT makes her feel alive. The fashion, the drive, everything. There's a list of people I want to beat. And just because I'm coming back doesn't mean I'm at the front of the line. I want to earn it. So she's naming Zia Li, Candice LeRae, all the people she wants to face here in NXT. All the roads led me back to NXT. And Ember's Law leads me back to my title.
This was better than last week. This kind of video worked a lot better. You can show clips from her first reign. You can show the new people who are around, who are new since she left. The line at the beginning though did make me laugh. No one can define what Ember Moon is. It's like, that's the issue.
That's pretty much been the problem the whole time.
But this definitely worked better for her, I'd say.
No one can define Ember Moon. Yeah, really on the nose there. Yeah. We have Ashanti, the Adonis. He comes out. He's going up against Jake Atlas. So Ashanti kind of made his name at TakeOver by like kind of coming to the aid of Swerve, but he's got a match here against Jake Atlas. We haven't seen him a little bit since getting beat up by Champa. Both guys have clearly like history in gymnastics there or something, because they're both like bouncing up, doing cartwheels.
Wade calls out Jake Atlas's gymnastics.
Yeah, definitely, because he's doing some flippy shit. Very fast. He's faster than Cardi B deleting Instagram stories. That's how fast Jake Atlas is. There's some trash talking from Ashanti here, basically like, yo, don't you know who I am? And he's like, yeah, Tehui Imam. So while they're fighting, Wild and Mendoza from Legado del Fantasma show up on the ramp. This distracts Ashanti, obviously. Atlas gets a roll-up win, a small package, and gets the victory. But then they start to beat up on Adonis right away. This match was pretty much, that was it. And they start to beat him up. So Atlas makes the save here with the tope suicida to both guys, fighting them off. And this is where Santos Escobar shows up with a beautiful suit. This is a Halloween costume you need. This kind of looked like the Riddler a little.
It was like green sequins.
Ooh, it was nice. And he looks like the camera cut like it's at his legs with his boys, and then the camera pans up and they're like, "Oh, our boss is here."
Because it felt very Mob Boss.
Yeah,
because they were taken out, they were kind of retreated on the ground, and he comes out like, "What the fuck are you doing down there?"
Final boss fight, and it's him. But then Swerve shows up in the middle of the ring with a chair. The 3-on-3, it's a standoff, and they back off. So this is definitely a 6-man tag, probably next week or the week following.
I see us maybe having this on 205. It feels like with 205 being in the CWC, they're trying to like make it kind of NXT's B show.
Yeah.
Like the SmackDown to NXT's Raw, which I like the idea of, and I'm all for angles being shot on NXT to kind of try and push you to watch 205 if that's what they're doing here, because Jake Atlas and not Tehui Miles, sorry,
Ashanti,
my
bad.
have been featured on 205 quite a bit recently, along with Legado del Fantasma. So I think it's quite a good idea. But the match should be good. I liked what I saw between these two tonight. Obviously, the match didn't really get fully going.
Yeah,
because it kind of cut straight to angle.
Well,
but what they did do was look great.
Because I said to you when we were watching, I'm like, oh, it's two baby faces, I assume here. Even though Ashanti kind of had the like swag and kind of
he's got that cocky element to him.
Yeah. So that's a match we might see on 205 live, and you can hear all about it on Shot in the Dark.
Absolutely.
We have Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano backstage, and they're talking about opportunity. And Johnny mentions that Candice is the uncrowned women's champion. She's been robbed and robbed. Candice says, "I'm uncrowned." And Johnny says, "What did Loomis ever do to get a title shot? Didn't he like kidnap a guy? What do we do? What are we even doing here?" But it doesn't matter, because we're the Garganos, and we know that destiny is on our side, and destiny overcomes all odds. So Johnny is gonna go one-on-one with Austin Theory next, and he says Theory is good, but he's young and he's immature. So he can run off his mouth all he wants, but I'm going to give him a lesson of wrestling in a lifetime. A lesson of wrestling in a lifetime. It's going to show him who Johnny Wrestling is. So that match is right now, but before anything off that uncrowned thing, I want them both as champions. I'm done with it. Stop pussyfooting.
I really feel you need to do either that or move them. Like, have them leave NXT. I kind of feel it's really getting to that point. I think there is juice out of these two as a sort of power couple, double champ sort of thing.
Double champ.
I think that could work for a few months. And we're going to get more to Gargano and Larae kind of with the closing angle, so I'll save some thoughts to them.
For sure.
But as always, these two sounded great.
I know people aren't high on the Johnny Gargano heel thing, but I think it's great, and it'll eventually turn into...
We say every week, it's whether you're a fan of it or not, I think they perform it really well. I always prefer... I think they're perfect baby faces, but they're doing this really well.
Gotta get those tracksuits in time for a Halloween costume. We go to the match. Austin Theory, or no entrance Austin Theory, is what he's going by tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Versus Johnny Gargano. Right away, Austin Theory is being super cocky and kind of not taking Johnny seriously here. So Johnny just starts to like out wrestle him. There's technical moves. He hits like the Gargano escape pretty early on here. So Theory's like, all right. So he comes back, hits like is it like a knee or an elbow that rocks Johnny, which then, it's a lariat. Then he hits a standing moonsault. Looked great, but only a 2 count. Hits his patented rolling through drop kick. He can do this all day.
All day.
Because he tells us. There's Johnny who fights back with an enziguri and then the slingshot spear for a 2 count. They go to commercial break. When we come back, Johnny goes for the satellite DDT, but Theory counters it and almost hits like a big ending. Kind of. Like he throws him and it's almost like the big ending, which I think is a terrible finishing move, but it looks kind of cool.
You've never mentioned.
Doesn't keep Johnny down there. So then hits him with this like deadlift almost style suplex onto Johnny for a 2 count. Both guys are at their feet now, standing switch back and forth, and there's like a kick to the face, and then Austin Theory hits the what is it, like the Kenny Omega style sushi
It's like
Goroshi?
the hook leg sushi Goroshi.
It's named after a video game like Dance Dance Revolution or something. That move is awesome. But Johnny Gargano kicks out. There's then the ATL, but it's blocked. Johnny jumps off the top for a crossbody. Austin Theory catches him. Johnny rolls out for a roll through, but Austin then tries to roll him up. There's a strike fest. Johnny finally hits his super kick, and then Austin Theory just dies and is like his dead body's just leaning against Johnny here.
It felt very like Johnny being dead against Aleister Black.
Yeah.
You know, when he's just about to eat that final black mass, just crumpled.
I absolve you of all your sins.
Yes.
Yeah, never forget. So, Johnny, it's kind of like Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. So he's like, yo, I'm sorry, but like, I don't know if Johnny loves Austin.
I don't love you.
Yeah, sorry. So he picks up Austin, lawn darts him, hits the elbow to the back of the head, then the slingshot DDT, the final beat, and it's the final 3. Johnny pins Theory, and then after walking up the ramp, kind of looks back while holding his jaw and goes, not bad.
Yeah.
And walks off.
I really enjoyed this match. I found this really quite interesting because you've got Gargano as a heel, facing Theory as a heel, but they were telling a different story here. This kind of reminded me with what's going on in the G1 at the moment. You'll have 2 heels face each other and someone's got to take that babyface role. So you've seen that with like Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenta in the G1, and they've worked quite well. And I took it here as Gargano being the respected vet who's been disrespected. And even though he's a heel right now, it's here I was kind of with Gargano.
Yeah.
And Theory being like the cocky little prick who thinks he can hang with them, and showing enough where you kind of do have that nod of respect at the end, but still being cocky, and you still want to see Gargano put him in his place. And I like that they pretty much went 50-50 right until the end, and then Gargano's like, right, time to finish the job.
Yeah.
Long dart, back of the head with an elbow, and the, not Widow's Bell, what is it, one final beat. I thought it was a really interesting match, and I thought they worked it really well.
I really like this side of Gargano. I know people are like, oh, it's Johnny Gargano, and I always say they don't like this heel side of him. Maybe they don't like his wrestling as much, which I don't understand. But I love the fact that they let him like basically go, okay, no, I gotta put you down, and like does that. You don't see Johnny's always the underdog, right? So you never kind of see that.
Yeah, Johnny's either the underdog babyface or the kind of chicken shit heel who's not expected to win against like a bigger dude.
Yeah.
So this worked for me.
We're just one step closer to my dream match. Johnny Gargano, Kenny Omega, who can be the worst heel possible in a match, though the wrestling will speak for itself. That's my dream. He's done in NXT, they'll go to the main roster. Just leave. You've done everything. Go fight Kenny.
Right, AEW pisses off Kenny and Kenny comes to NXT.
Yeah, that'll be the day. Yeah. When they say, sorry, Kenny.
That would be a bigger move. Kenny going to NXT.
When they say, we're just not feeling an AEW video game. See ya.
Creative has nothing for you, Kenny.
Even his gear tonight. Johnny's gear was looking Kenny Omega-esque. It looked good. That's my dream match, and I'm sticking to it. We go to Raquel Gonzalez. Backstage, she's looking dead at the camera and is speaking. She says, Rhea Ripley, You walk around here like you own the place. Well, you're looking at the biggest and baddest woman in this industry. And seeing how Halloween Havoc is in 2 weeks, why don't you show up and show me how bad you really are? And, well, Rhea showed up early here. She shows up. She's like, oi!
Hey, you!
Talking about me? She's like in the gym. Hey, what are you doing? You mentioned my name?
I love when... Didn't Balor do that? Cameron Grimes like talking shit and Balor's like...
He's like, excuse me.
Why are you talking about me?
Yeah. That was better. This one was more lame. I didn't like this as much. Hey, you talking about me? You must be talking about me. I'm the only one here. You must be talking to me. Rhea and her get face to face, and they kind of start to push and shove each other, and then they are pulled apart. And we'll later learn that this match is announced for Halloween.
Yeah, I can't say I'm overly excited for this, but I think they might over-deliver. Both are pretty good, and I think Raquel's kind of been in either tag matches or squash matches, but what she's done has been pretty impressive. I think could be fun, like big gals wrestling.
I think so too. They're promoting it as who's the biggest and baddest in NXT in the women's division, and they're both size equivalent of each other. They look similar, so I think it'll be pretty. I think they'll over deliver. I think you're right. We go to Tommaso Ciampa backstage, rewatching his match from last week against Kushida, which was an awesome match, by the way. And he's upset. He's watching the finish over and over, and the finish was Velveteen Dream getting Ciampa DQ'd. Thus, Ciampa won the match. But Ciampa's now watching this back and forth, like rocking, more psychotic. He's got that psycho killer mask in his hand, and he's like, he's mad that he keeps rewatching this finish over and over again. He won the match, so why is he so mad? Then he looks.
Because he got kicked in the face.
I guess he keeps rewatching this back and forth, and then he says what all of Twitter thinks: he's dead.
It's like, all right, he's dead.
He's dead, and he gets up and he walks off. So Ciampa has his eyes set on Velveteen Dream, it would look like.
I would like to see more of these kind of videos for Ciampa. He had the... I don't want to say terrorist videos, but you know what I mean. The like self-tape.
It's almost the Shield.
It kind of had that like weird edge to it.
Right.
He's done that before. I don't know what else to call it. You know what I mean? It feels like that.
It's like 127 hours video logs or like.
But it's more sinister.
Ciampa. Yeah. It's dark. Yeah.
I think this works. The more kind of cinematic feel. Watching him watch the tapes and just being
this was
scary.
edited. It wasn't just him watching it. Yeah, it was like edited dark and all spooky.
Had lighting and stuff. I thought it looked really cool. Really works for his character, and I'd like to see more.
He's dead.
Yeah,
he's dead. We'll see. We go to our next match, and this is a #1 contenders match for the women's title. Candice LeRae versus Shotzi Blackheart. The winner faces Io at Halloween Havoc for the title. Shotzi Blackheart has come out in a tank. She's come out in her Halloween spooky season tank. And now she's added a few things to it. She's got the Beetlejuice like as a snake on the front of the tank as she drives out here. And then gets off it. She pretty much drives it into the ring. Hops out like nothing. She's wild. And then just looks at the camera and goes, ah! I should hate everything about this, and I absolutely love everything about this. She's flipped Wade Barrett, who's like, like her fan. She's the queen of the weirdos, and if her fans are the weirdos, then I guess I'm a weirdo.
I'm the
too.
#1 weirdo.
He's like, yo, this girl keeps showing me she's lit. But
because it's with all these things, you know when someone doesn't believe it, when it's not that person.
Yeah.
And so if they tell someone, okay, you're gonna ride a tank to the ring. And then turn to the camera and just go, ah! Some people, it would just look so shit.
Yeah.
But you believe this is... You can imagine, like, you're at a club and she comes in and just jumps over to you and is like, ah!
Remember going to clubs?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You'd see her at Sneaky D's, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, it works for her. And it's just like 1,000% commitment. And it's her dialed up to 11.
Yeah, it's the best characters in wrestling are when the person is just themselves, but turned up like to a 10. And that's worked in all of the best wrestling. Like Ric Flair, CM Punk, literally all the best characters come from that thing. And I can't believe I'm comparing Shotzi Blackheart to that. But character...
We're criticizing Ember Moon for not feeling like her character. Just being like all over the place. Shotzi knows exactly who she is. And I can see some people really not liking it.
Sure.
But this is who this person is, and I see it on my TV. Like,
She's a character. It stands out. She's definitely... Wade Barrett continuously throughout this upcoming match talks about how she just keeps proving herself because she might not win all the matches, but she is what you remember from every episode. And it reminds me of all the times we've seen Shotzi, and I keep saying, oh, like, that may have been my match of the night, or that was really a standout match there between Shotzi and whoever. But Shotzi versus Candice, we get to see this again here tonight, and winner faces Io, Halloween Havoc. So Shotzi is, like, a step ahead of Candice in every move early on here. Candice goes for a suicide dive. Shotzi gets out of the way and hits her own suicide dive, and her tope is even more wild than some people. It's no Seth Rollins push suicide dive. It's like she just jumps and just like falls. It's great. There's then like a knee lift. Is it like a TKO fireman carry into a knee lift from Shotzi for a 2 count? But Candice takes advantage and she starts just being a complete dick. She takes Shotzi's face, rubs it against the ring ropes here. She grabs her by the hair. She's throwing her around. But Shotzi comes back with a roundhouse kick on the apron. And we all go, oh no.
Whoa.
Not again. Not like last time. So Shotzi did a spot where she did the sliced bread on the apron and almost died.
Yes.
She's done this move a bunch, but she just almost died on TV. So she goes for it again. This time, Candice throws her into the ring post. Ouchie. And then face drops her on the apron. When we come back from break, Shotzi comes back with a sling dog and then a cannonball into the ropes. There's the senton off the top, but Candice gets her knees up, tries to pin her for a 2. There's a German suplex from Candice, but Shotzi hits a beautiful dragon suplex here with a bridge. Candice with lion salts. They're going back and forth. There's all sorts. Shotzi has this move that's like, I don't want to say cattle mutilation like Daniel Bryan.
It's similar. It's like a butterfly and then you flip into a bridge.
What even was
looked
this?
Great.
This like
really cool submission. It needs a Shotzi name for
it needs something funny. Like I don't know what you would call it, but it looks great.
The Devil's Backbone.
There you go. Tweet her. Yeah, she'll be like, that sounds great.
I'm gonna tweet her now. Finish my message to the gym.
The message Shotzi. Shotzi goes up to the top rope and hits a top rope Fez press, and then goes to the other turnbuckle for her senton, but Larae rolls away. And as Shotzi looks like she's gonna try to do like another tope, Indy Hartwell is ringside and ever so slightly slips Candice what looks to be brass knucks, and wouldn't you know it, it was. Candice slugs Shotzi. The ref doesn't see the foreign object, and Candice pins Shotzi. It will be Candice versus EO 3, I guess you could say, at Halloween Havoc in 2 weeks. But awesome match between these two, and you kind of knew it going in. These two have been on a roll. Candice obviously on a roll for a long time, and it's only until recently she's kind of getting this prominent spot that she's deserved, really, because she kind of is a huge part of the women's division. But Shotzi in the past half a year to a year has just come into this role so well. This was my match of the night. Really loved it.
This was a great match. I love Shotzi's... I know in WWE, as soon as anyone has dyed hair or tattoos or whatever, they use the word unorthodox. But she does have such an unorthodox style. It almost looks messy, but it suits her. Like, she doesn't hit the moves like beautifully and gracefully as some wrestlers do, but it really suits her. Like, whenever she climbs the top, she kind of looks like she's going to fall off. But not like Luther. You know what I mean? It just looks like frantic, and it really works for her character. And I think some of her like sentons look fantastic. Whenever she's on the apron, you're like, holy shit, what's this girl going to do? Candice, as always, is brilliant. I thought these two had great chemistry together. I liked how Wade at the beginning of the match started going on about Napoleon, saying Napoleon quotes, and then he calls Candice LeRae Candice, which I've always thought, Candice, in the UK, everyone knows a Candice.
Right.
Whereas Candice sounds so much nicer.
Candice. I don't know a Candice.
Candice.
No. I don't know anyone named that.
Yeah.
I know Candice.
But it did make me laugh.
Candice.
Him calling her Candice. But great match. I really liked it.
At least he didn't call Johnny Napoleon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Candice gets her shot at Io, and I'm super excited for that match. I was super excited between either of these two going, but it makes way more sense for Candice, I guess, storyline-wise.
I like that they're continuing the Indy Hartwell thing as well.
Oh, right. I thought that was the only thing. Like, we've had Johnny interfere in all of her matches, so you figure Johnny comes down for, like, the save, gets knocked off the apron, and then the ref is like distracted, and then that's when Indy comes in. But it was just brass knucks. If anything, it should have been the TV remote as a weapon, foreign object.
That would have been too much for me.
I guess.
I think it didn't feel. I didn't feel like the match just fell apart because it was overbooking with interference or anything.
Yeah.
I felt I got the match I wanted to see, and the finish was Indy Hartwell gives brass knucks, and kind of that's it. I kind of liked how clean the dirty finish was, if you know what I mean.
Can she...
watching some of Evil's matches in the G1, like, you don't want ref bump after ref bump after interference. This worked. This was fine.
Well, that's why I cherry-picked the G1. Yeah, and Evil, he's no cherry.
Oh, no. He's not been good.
We go to Drake and Killian Dane. They're backstage earlier today, and Drake Maverick is trying to run through some ideas. He's like, Dane, look, this is what we're going to wear, and this is our swag, and he's got, like, T-shirts made, he's got different cloth for gear.
He's got, like, sparkly red and gold and fishnet. He's all about the fishnet.
He says it's October, it's Halloween time, fishnets are in right now. Fishnets are always in. He says, you want to wear some fishnets? Would you imagine Killian Dane, a full fishnet? The hair would stick through. The hair would poke out. That sounds great. He says... And look, I've even got a mock T-shirt ready to print to go to WWE Shop. I got the name for our team with the logo, Furry and the Fury. He goes, I'm the Fury and you're the Furry. And he goes, I'm the what? I'm the what? The Furry? He goes, yeah. Well, I'm the Fury, you're the Furry, but we both have a match tonight against Imperium. And he's like, wait. Drake, you got us a match against Imperium? Ugh, you better hope we win. And walks off. So Drake's like, all right, getting through to this guy.
These guys are quite entertaining together.
Pretty funny.
I'm all for this tag team personally.
Yeah, I think it makes sense down the line. What were these guys doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm for it. We'll get to their match later. We have Robert Stone and Aaliyah in the middle of the ring. Robert Stone says, no one wants to be with Robert Stone. Everyone's left me. But their loss is someone else's gain. And he points to Aaliyah. He's like, you're the next star, Aaliyah. You got this. And she's like, yeah. But Aaliyah is going one-on-one with the re-debut, I guess you could say, of Toni Storm. She comes down to the ring. I swear it's some new music. A lot of people have new music in WWE. Yeah. I guess that CFO thing. So
it's
Toni
also
Storm.
generic now, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's just like some guitar riff. I couldn't even. Yeah, I don't know.
Remember.
I'm sure it's cool, but yeah. Toni Storm comes down to the ring looking like a rock star. Toni versus Aaliyah. There's a seated dropkick early on from Storm, but Aaliyah comes back with forearms in the corner. You're talking about the G1. She likes the G1 clearly.
Aaliyah's forearms look good.
Big fan of the G1. There's like a neck breaker for a 2 count, but as she beats down on Toni, Toni comes back with a German suplex. Then like a huge hip or butt attack in the corner, a clothesline, and then the Storm Zero, the Tiger Driver, like the butterfly powerbomb. Looks great. And Toni pins Aaliyah, the Robert Stone brand, not looking too good.
Not looking too good.
But it's Toni time!
I thought for the time they had, I thought they had a pretty good match here. I think Aaliyah has greatly improved. I thought she looked a lot better here. Toni didn't look too rusty coming back. I thought good re-debut for her, re-establishing her. I think she's going to have a singles run towards the top pretty soon. This was fine for me.
Yeah, I liked Toni Storm a lot on the indie stuff. When we started watching wrestling, you would show me a lot of Progress stuff back in the day, and she was all over those stuff. And I felt like her style fit that more. Progress was like rock and roll wrestling, grit, kind of Shotzi would fit in there. You know what I mean? Like gritty style. She was more that. And then she came to NXT UK and the Mae Young stuff. She just became more like kind of soft to me. And this was fine. This was like just to kind of get her over. But I think she could still be a pretty big star in WWE.
I think so too.
Yeah. We go to William Regal backstage. And he's not happy about the finish of the Candice Shotzi match. He's like, what's going on with that Indy Hartwell? And he says he's got to up the stakes. He's got to up the stakes for that match. So he's going to think about it because Candice and Io, it's got to be the next level. It can't just be a rematch. It's got to be the next thing because they're getting all dirty with that Indy stuff. No. I'm going to show them. But he's then mentioning Rhea Ripley. And Raquel Gonzalez, their match. But then he's interrupted by Zia Li and Boa, who's just standing behind her in a suit. Zia Li's got her Monica from Friends when she went to a different country hair going on, or like the Matt Riddle braids, Bo Derek braids.
It's more the Killer Kelly. It's the braids either side.
I mean,
it's not quite the cornrows. It's not the cornrows.
It looks like cornrows.
No.
Really?
No, it's the plaits either side.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting look.
More the Killer Kelly vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she interrupts William Regal, and he's like, yeah. She says, I want to have a match. And he's like, cool, I'll take it into consideration. No. I want to have a match next week. She's like, oh, okay. I'll take it into consideration. You don't understand. It's very important. I have a match next week. And Regal's like, all right, I'll take it into consideration. And walks off. What the hell just happened?
I felt quite uncomfortable watching this.
So recap.
I got a really weird vibe from this.
Yeah,
scene.
because if you followed last week, Boa approached Zia Li with a black envelope with like this Chinese golden writing on it, and he's like, "Hey," like he's handing her something. So we're like, "Oh, what is this? Is he just giving her money? Is he like join my Boa brand?" We're not sure exactly what he was doing, but now he's standing behind her like. Ask him for a match. Essentially, he doesn't really talk. He talks barely here, but it's
he speaks to her in Chinese.
Yeah,
and she seems terrified.
Yeah. So like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. Okay.
I was getting like,
I have your family kidnapped, and you better wrestle or else.
It felt like that, or I was getting like Anne Hathaway as Eponine in Les Mis kind of vibes. Like,
I don't know what that means.
She's gonna sell her hair. She's
God.
like. It felt like Zia Li is in terrible, awful trouble.
Blink twice if you need help. Wear yellow.
Honestly, like that's
not funny.
That's how she performed this. Like, she was great. If that's what they're going for, she played this fantastically. But then you've got this guy who's just, if anyone can translate what he said to her, she seemed so scared. It does seem like, I've got your family and you owe me this money by then. So she's like, fuck, I need my money. I need to wrestle. I need my matches.
Maybe he's like, yo, you're getting kicked out.
Am I overreacting here? Or like this? I don't know. It seemed weird.
Well,
I got a really weird vibe from this.
Yeah, I know we're making fun of, like, we just both said weird situations that we're thinking of, but it totally was trying to...
But that's where our heads went to. We're not making jokes.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
That's
they
what
were
I got
aiming
from
that.
this.
They were aiming for that because she's looking like, no, you don't understand. I need this match. I need a match. I need a match.
She was like, she sounded desperate.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, okay, cool. And he's just like, yeah, I'll take it under consideration.
So maybe she's not in the Robert Stone brand.
She's in the Boa brand.
She's in the Boa brand.
She better do what he says.
Terrifying.
She better do what he damn says.
Fuck.
Wow. I want a different turn of this story. I want it to be like the Robert Stone. I want him to be like, yo, you're Zia Li. Let's go. I see you out there. You have so much potential. So she's gonna become a killer. Killer Lee with those braids. Yeah. She's gonna become the next epic. I don't know. I don't know where this is going. Very strange. Very strange.
Oh, I just hope she's okay.
Yeah.
I tweet her.
I used to tweet celebrities, but Shawn Mendes still has not gotten back to my DMs. He hasn't even opened them. Shawn Mendes isn't replying. What am I supposed to do in my life? We go to Imperium. Worst segue ever. We go to Imperium versus the Fury and Fury. Fury.
Yeah.
Drake Maverick and Killian Dane versus Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. Marcel Bartel. So, as have you heard the WAP Walter remix? Oh my god. It's so ever since hearing the WAP Imperium Walter theme remix, I can't not hear the Walter theme without rapping WAP in my head. Also, I highly recommend everyone YouTubing the hottest Halloween song. If you're having a Halloween party on any Zoom, or maybe you have one in person because you're lucky enough to have people to do that, but you shouldn't. The song of Halloween this year is this remix called The Monster WAP. I highly recommend it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fantastic mashup. But another great song we don't get to hear, though, is the theme of Killian Dane and Drake. They come to the ring here, but Killian Dane shuts it off right away. He's like, no, turn this shit off, and it stops, like, instantly. And Drake is like, hey, we didn't even get to the whistle. It
was almost the title of the show. It was front runner for a while. We didn't even get the whistle.
Because that theme that they came out to last week is so funny. And they started to come out to it, but he cuts it off. Dane tells Drake that he is starting this matchup, and he's just body slamming both members of Imperium, going back and forth here. But then Drake tags in, and as soon as he's in, he gets beat up. Imperium are tagging in and out, beating the hell out of him. So Dane gets tagged back in, and he cleans house. There's a spine buster and PK combo. Drake fights back with like a heel kick. And there's like a spot where Drake gets caught from Eichner with this deadlift brain buster. He then tags in.
This was crazy. He caught him from the crossbody.
Yeah.
And obviously Drake's small, but to do this to anyone is impressive.
While he's doing this, Bartel throws Dane into the steps. He goes back into the ring, tags in, and they hit the Imperial Implosion?
Yes.
The double I. And they pin Drake Maverick in short work here. And they leave the ring. And as Drake Maverick is in the ring, all sad and beat up, Everrise show up into the ring, and they're mocking and like bullying Drake, like pushing him around, kind of beating him up a little bit, like, you loser, you're such a loser, huh? Where's your friend, huh? Yeah? Nobody likes you, huh? And they start to beat him up, but Dane comes and attacks both of them, sends them packing, and says, nobody hits you but me. Aww.
Kind of weird, but
it's a form of great friendship.
Yeah, I enjoyed this segment for what it was. Yeah. I thought Drake and Dane are starting to like be quite fun as a tag team. I thought Drake actually did a really good hot tag for as long as it lasted, and I could see Dane maybe feeling a little guilty because obviously he got taken out on the outside, being thrown into the steps, just allowing for Imperium to just murder Drake Maverick. I'm quite enjoying this for where it is on the card. I think they're doing a really good job at it.
I thought it was funny. I'm kind of interested in seeing where it goes, and I'm happy they kind of didn't win because then you can just continue to build and build and build it. I think it's good. And Everrise, we're gonna get that rematch, I guess.
Yeah, can't wait.
Rematch of the century. We get a little recap of a lineup. Next week is the tag title match, the Fandango and Tyler Breeze versus UE.
Or as the chat room are saying, Fish and Rod.
Wow, Fish and Rod.
Fish and Rod.
Because it's Fish and Roddy.
Fish and Roddy.
Fish and Rod.
Fish and Rod.
Fish and Rod versus
Breezango.
And then on Halloween Havoc in 2 weeks, on the 28th, we're getting Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez and Candice versus Io. But there's going to be more. The stakes will be upped, as we were told. Regal is plotting and scheming.
I wonder what it will be.
Oh my goodness. Well, we go to our main event. This is a match that definitely looks like it would have taken place on a Halloween Havoc because it's between a vampire and a serial killer.
Yeah.
Damian Priest, the North American champion, defending his title against Dexter Lumis. Lumis also has new music here. It's no longer Stranger Things. It's a bit of a remix. more spookier rock vibes, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think there were some more guitars in it and stuff. Yeah. It was cool. Need to re-listen to all these new themes.
No, you don't.
Nah, want to know if they're good or not. I can't tell when we're watching on a dodgy feed outside, to be honest.
You're like, does that sound good?
Yeah.
I can't tell. Priest and Loomis, North American title on the line. They start by chain wrestling. Both are, would you say big lads?
It's big lads wrestling.
It's big lads wrestling here, and they're both really quick, and they're doing a series of chain wrestling. There's arm drags. We have Priest with his rope walk cross body, then the press there for a 2 count. There's a spot where Loomis is in a strike fest, and he just decides to stomp at the foot or the ankle of Priest, which then pisses him off, and he gets roundhouse kicked, and the broken arrow for a 2 count. When we come back from commercial, Loomis is hitting clotheslines and bulldog and the spine buster and goes for the silence, which is his like arm triangle, but Priest gets out of it and elbows the hell out of him in the corner and hits another roundhouse and the flatliner for a 2. And then Priest locks in an awesome looking ankle lock. I was talking about 2 eyes earlier. What about your 3 eyes? Obviously, Priest is a big fan with this beautiful ankle lock. And Dexter Lumis...
Applied differently, though, to how we normally see it. He's like, it's more of like an ankle hook, and he's bending on the calf as well. Looked really good.
Yeah, and this is the first time you kind of see emotion from Dexter Lumis ever, really, because he's screaming in agony. He keeps trying to reach for the ropes, but Priest keeps locking the hold. You could bite that this was the finish. Dexter screams so much that he screams, "Fuck!" And then they had to censor him, but I could read his lips. Yeah. He eventually does get out of it, pushes Priest away, but then eats a roundhouse kick again. Priest goes for the razor's edge, but it's blocked and gets hit with like a belly-to-back suplex. And Loomis does a kip-up, but while doing a kip-up, he like launches himself in the air and leg drops Damian Priest. Underappreciated spot in this match, right? He's like doing a kip up and then hits a leg drop. How does someone do that? That looked insane.
It was impressive for a guy his size as well. Yeah, it looked really cool.
Considering he's big. Have you ever seen Jack Evans used to do this move where he kip ups, but then like flips his body back, kip ups, like fake kip ups, and then
keeps on doing it,
and then finally moonsaults onto his feet. I want to see Loomis do that. We have Loomis now, who's beating down on Priest, goes up top for a swanton bomb, but no more. But no water in the pool. He gets up to his feet and is in a striking fest with Priest. Priest gets hit with the side effect and the silence, but Priest gets his foot on the rope. Loomis could not put him down with the silence. Loomis gets him out of the ring and slithers out to follow him. But as he does, and Priest is in the ring, a flying Cameron Grimes out of nowhere
fell from the moon.
He did. He came out of nowhere and hit the cave-in to Loomis on the apron. Loomis somehow gets up, eventually wanders into the ring looking all hella confused. And this allows Priest to hit the South of Heaven sit-out choke bomb. And this was huge. This was like, he got him high up there. And Priest pins Loomis, the vampire pins the killer, and retains the North American title. And we'll kind of get to what kind of happens after this, maybe.
Let's talk about the match first.
Yeah. Because I'm not the only one who's thinking, wow, look at the stacked, all the title matches on AEW. A lot of people were probably tuning into AEW. And as if you kind of heard the main event, Priest versus Loomis, you kind of were like, oh, okay, well, the star power, I don't know. It's just not quite maybe what the other show was providing you tonight. But I will say, these guys went out there and they had a great little match here. I thought this was fun. This
completely over-delivered. I thought this was my match of the night. Earlier, I was thinking, why are you not headlining with the women? But I thought this more than delivered. Considering Dexter Lumis has been in the company since, the beginning of last year when they did the tournament, he's not said a word. His character's over. Whether you're a fan of his wrestling or not, the fact that this guy is still somewhat interesting and is yet to speak, I think says something is working with his gimmick, at least for me. I also thought this was by far his best match in WWE.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
I thought he looked really good. I think the style just worked. These two bigger guys. It allowed Priest to be a bit more physical than he usually is. He was almost in that Cody role where he sort of slipped into heel a bit at times, like attacking the ankle, stomping away at the ankle, which you don't normally see a babyface do unless they're like more of an undersized in peril, which Damian Priest isn't. I thought that really worked. Interesting, I said about the Roddy Strong match earlier where he finished with the knee. He didn't do the Reckoning to finish it here. It was the South of Heaven, so using a different finish.
Triple H is watching AEW and he's like, man, there's so many finishes with no finishers.
Maybe. I was a big fan of this. I thought it was a really great match. And similar to the women's match, I wasn't mad by the interference because, well, we see where it's going. We see exactly where it's going. And we're going to have, I assume at Halloween Havoc, Grimes versus Loomis.
I guess after what...
And then I'd do Bronson and Priest.
Well, no, you're getting a different match because they tell us what we...
Oh, of course. Sorry. Oh, I'm completely forgetting. Yeah,
I do agree with you. I was not really hyped up for this match, considering what it was probably going against the main event on the other show. And that sucks to always kind of compare because we do love both shows. We really do. But it was like, oh, this is the main event compared to that. It's like, oh... These guys went out and had an awesome match.
So, this was so much better than the Roddy match with Loomis. Like, this really impressed me. And I'd say if you don't necessarily watch every week, give it a go because this might surprise you, this one.
Maybe Loomis is breaking away from like the silent thing because he showed emotion here. He got beat,
which
here.
got me more into the match.
Yeah, well, I liked him swearing. I like when wrestlers swear. I mentioned Kurt Angle in the ankle lock. Kurt Angle always used to swear, and it got me so into the match. It's great. I need to see more Loomis, I guess, after watching this match. But after the match, the champion who retained, Priest, standing in the middle of the ring, and Cameron Grimes just kind of gets into the ring here, but is welcomed with a reckoning spiking him from Damian Priest. He's like, yeah, you helped me win, but stay out of my business. And he's celebrating with the title. He walks up the ramp, and he points to the cameraman, and he says... Follow me. Come here. Come with me. Follow me. It's gonna be sweet. And he points to the Titantron, and he's getting ready to do his Hawkeye Green Arrow pose. And as he's pulling back on his bow and arrow, Johnny Gargano comes out swinging a chair, hits him with it, throws it at him, who catches it, but then gets the super kick to the chair, to the face. He kind of deserved it. Doing that spot.
Yeah, before we go on, let's just talk about this because
there's a lot to unpack.
I've been someone here who said Damian Priest seems like a cool guy. Like, I'd be happy to be like Damian Priest at his age. This felt, hey mum, look at this. Look at this.
Look what I can
do with this screen. Look what I can do with this screen. I'm gonna do an arrow and it's gonna go for Mum, you're not watching.
Follow me.
It seems so lame. Well, and Gargano's like, hey, I'm the lame one around here.
It's not as nice as my TV. That's what he said. So Gargano's standing tall, and Candice comes out standing beside him, and they're laughing. They're like, ha, ha, ha. But William Regal comes out behind them both, and he says, you two, you just... You sicken me. He's fed up with these Garganos doing whatever they want. He goes, you guys are real. You think you're real cool. You think you're real funny doing what you did. But you two, I know what we're going to do with you two. Candice LeRae, you have a title match against Io Shirai at Halloween Havoc. And Johnny Gargano, you're going to have your title match against Damian Priest for the North American title. But let's go to our host for Halloween Havoc. And then it cuts to the opposite side. The new Perch. This is the flat Perch.
2.0.
The low Perch. And there's smoke filling the crowd there. And we see Shotzi Blackheart, the official host of Halloween Havoc in 2 weeks. And she is way over the top in dramatic mode. Elvira, whatever you want. She's totally the host with the most, the ghost host with the most, baby. She says, Johnny and Candice. She goes off into the weird, spooky things. But then...
Devil talk.
Yeah, I love it. That's even great. Oh, man. Both of your matches on Halloween Havoc will be determined with... And then out of the smoke rises a giant wheel. and she says, "Spin the wheel and make the deal." Ha 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 ha. And Johnny and Candice are like, "No!" So, we just did a Patreon show, Halloween Havoc 1993, featuring Cactus Jack versus Big Van Vader in Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal. And now they're bringing it back. Clearly, Triple H is a big fan of our Patreon. And was like, hey, why don't we bring back that Spin the Wheel thing? This was so over the top and so extra. I'm all fucking for it.
I was laughing so much. Just before she even announced it, I was laughing at Shotzi, but in a good way.
Yeah,
this was just ridiculous and camp, and that's what Halloween is. And I'm all for this. I've got the list here of. Do you want to hear the matches?
Yeah. So Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal is on Halloween Havoc. Before each match, they spin the wheel, and then whatever it lands on, like a Wheel of Jeopardy kind of thing, will be the stipulation. Yes. But it's Halloween Havoc, and it's crazy. So, of course, these matches are ridiculous. But, yeah, they had the list of all on the wheel. But John Siino wrote it down here. Go for it. So,
yeah, we've got a Boiler Room Brawl, Shotzi's Choice, Weapons Wild Match, Trick or Street Fight.
That's definitely going to be it. Come on.
TLS. What's that?
TLS.
Tables, Ladders, and Stairs.
Tables, Ladders, and
Shotzi.
Spiders.
Tables, Ladders, and Shayna.
Yeah, I don't know. Tables, Ladders, and Scares.
Oh, my. A coal miner's glove on a pole match.
Oh, my God.
A blindfold match. A casket match. A Chamber of Horrors match.
Holy shit.
Biker's chain match. Buried alive match. Devil's Playground match. What do you see being the two? What do you see as being Gargano's pick, and what do you see as being Candice's pick?
Candice and Io are gonna have a Tables, Ladders, and Scares match.
Okay.
For the women's championship, and I think Johnny and Priest will have a Trick or Street Fight for the. Or I mean, Gargano had the chair. But I guess they had the scare. Johnny, as the wheel is revealed here, is like scared and shocked. He's like, "I hate wheels." Wow, this was the biggest pop of the night. Remember when we watched Takeover and they announced Halloween Havoc with the commercial with Shotzi, and everyone, wrestling fans worldwide, were like, "That was the biggest pop of the night," because they announced Halloween Havoc, the name at least, coming back. But holy shit, they took it to the next level by bringing this wheel out.
Which they should. This was a staple at Halloween Havoc. Yeah. They should. I'm really happy. And it shows that I think it's going to be a ridiculous show. I'm really looking forward to it. Frank in the room is suggesting that the S is for Shotzi.
Yes.
And maybe she's added to the match.
Because she was screwed. She was screwed out of the finish. Which that could be interesting.
I think would be a good idea, actually.
I mean, Shotzi's choice is I add myself to them.
Yeah.
I thought William Regal was going to announce a triple threat match earlier in that segment with him backstage. That's what I thought he was going to do. So that would make sense.
Realistically, Johnny Gargano doesn't deserve
his
title
not
shot
at all. But my prediction is I want both Candice and Johnny winning on Halloween Havoc.
Now, someone in the room made a point that perhaps it's Candice doesn't win the title, but then goes for tag gold with Indy.
Okay.
Could see that.
Yeah, that's cool. That works with me. Yeah.
I'd like to see the titles down in NXT for a bit.
I just want to see more smoke machines and spooky
It's going to be
shit.
Ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous.
Wait. I can't wait for Halloween Havoc.
You know, considering, as we said at the beginning, AEW had the stat card tonight.
Yeah.
There was a lot I actually liked on this week's show. It wasn't particularly newsworthy, I'd say, apart from Spin the Wheel, Make a Deal. But I really enjoyed the opening tag match. I really enjoyed Shotzi versus Candice. I actually really liked Gargano and Theory as well. And I thought the main event was awesome. I really enjoyed this show, actually. I thought it was a bit of a sleeper.
It was definitely a sleeper hit. I really enjoyed the women's number one contender match there. Everything you just said, like this wasn't a bad episode of NXT by far. It just, of course, like the storylines and title matches on the other show, a lot of people wanted to see that kind of progress. Whereas this was more, I guess you could say filler, but it's leading to our like little mini pay-per-view.
Exactly.
I guess,
they're starting to not necessarily try and compete every week, but build to that show. You happen to have that show tonight on AEW. We've got this show in 2 weeks with NXT.
Yeah, I can't wait for Halloween Havoc. The Shotzi stuff, she's so over the top at the end here. You were laughing your ass off.
Oh, I was laughing so much.
I was howling too, but it was so over the top. But that's what she's aiming for. She's trying to be the host.
It works.
Right?
It works for her.
Yeah. This was so epic. I can't wait for Halloween Havoc.
And she's smart because if she's good in these kind of roles, she can be in this company forever. Like they'll find stuff for her to do. You know, like if she's good in these kind of host roles and stuff like that. Yeah, I think she's someone they can rely on for
They
years.
could do WWE Network, Shotzi ghost hunting.
Yeah.
You know, scary stories with Shotzi. You know, all sorts of stuff. I'm for it. I want it all. The whole episode was good until the end, and I'm like, okay, let's go. Halloween Havoc is going to be lit. And so will our watch along and Halloween Havoc Zoom costume party. So get your costumes, get ready, even if you don't want to be in costume. Hang out and do our watch along, as well as a watch along for Hell in a Cell in a few weeks, next weekend as well. But
yes.
That's what we
and
thought.
Bound for Glory.
Oh my God, so
much going on.
But that's what we thought of the October 14th episode of NXT. Let's go see what you thought. Every Wednesday night, forum.postwrestling.com. We post up and we will read any comments or questions you have for us here on the show. Do you want to start?
Sure. We go to Wrestlingram. Hey guys, I know it's been a while, but I have an urgent question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's urgent. You always pour one out when someone leaves NXT, but what do you do when someone comes back? Pour one in? Thanks. Wrestlingram out.
When Finn Balor came back, we were like, hey,
we marked out.
Yeah, we were like, this could be pretty good. And then when Ember Moon came back, we're like, huh. Mama wants some gold. I don't know. What do we do when people come back?
Pour one in. Yeah, I guess.
I don't know
Pour one in.
Yeah.
We'll start. We'll see if it catches on.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back. We missed you. We go to mystery. Hiya. Not a fan of Johnny and Candice getting title matches again. That being said, I don't see either of them winning. Not after that video package with Ember tonight where she explicitly called out Io for a title match. It's still too early for Damian to lose the title, and with Indy interfering, I feel like they're going to pair up with Candice as a team. I mentioned in my last point, but I feel like Johnny is definitely losing because he's setting himself up with a feud with Dexter Lumis with that promo earlier, and Candice is likely going to lose with Indy's interference backfires or neutralized by Shotzi. Another thing to consider is that Survivor Series coming up, assuming it's brand supremacy, Io is a vastly superior choice to represent NXT than Candice would be. What stipulations do you think the wheel will decide for them? For reference, here are the stipulations. We're on the wheel graphic. Oh, yeah.
We've talked
about Yeah, definitely. Question, with Lana getting a title shot against Asuka next week, how quickly do you see her getting squashed just for Asuka's true next feud to show up?
Oh, it'll be mere minutes, won't it?
I guess.
It's not going to be long.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to ask quickly is if Gargano does themed gear for Halloween Havoc, what's he going to be?
I think he was pissed that Seth did it at SummerSlam. Because he totally would have done it. Yeah, I think he totally would have done it.
I can see him being maybe with all the Spider-Man talk, like Green Goblin or Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Like pumpkins.
Yeah.
Green.
True.
Trunks.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think something like that.
Yeah, that could be all right. That'll be all right. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I dig it.
His thing will be a pumpkin, you know, the circle. That was his Iron Man thing.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be a pumpkin on green. Nice. Green and orange trunks.
Isn't it the guy in the Spider-Man movie who lost all that weight? It's going to be the Hobgoblin?
John Goodman.
No. What?
No, because I said earlier that skinny John Goodman looks like Willem Dafoe.
No.
And Willem Dafoe's
the guy
Green
in the
Goblin.
Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, his friend.
Oh, yeah, him.
Like
okay. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, he lost a ton of weight. Yeah, I wonder if he'll be the Goblin.
John Goodman lost a lot of weight.
John Goodman's not the Green Goblin. That'd be lit, though. Book it. Is it my turn or your turn?
My turn. Crooked Leather 9. Tonight's show carried on in the absence of Finn Balor and Ridge Holland without missing a beat. The UE and Lorcan and Burch had a sick tag match, par for the course when those four are involved. Toni Storm looked very good against Aaliyah. Ember Moon's promo skills are much better in a pre-taped segment. Shotzi Blackheart is the perfect host for Halloween Havoc. Her and Candice LeRae had a dope match, and Indy Hartwell made her presence known. Furthering the story between her, Candice, and Johnny. Johnny Wrestling took Austin Theory to school, and Damian Priest and Dexter Lumis had a solid main event match. The card for Halloween Havoc is filling up. 8 pumpkins out of 10. Spin the wheel, make a deal.
Yeah. Well,
pretty much everything we said there. It seems like Crooked Letter number 9's on the same page.
Crooked Letter number 9. Hey, thank you everyone who writes in for feedback, and thank you everyone who joins us every Wednesday night for our watch-alongs. Again, Halloween Havoc will be doing our post-show, but also the watch-along for that. And like you mentioned, a Bound for Glory Impact Wrestling watch-along. And then Hell in the Cell, a watch-along, and post-show. Post-show will be up on we'll be doing that all the things.
All the time. All the talking.
But like we mentioned off the top, we do upNXTra every Thursday where we talk about AEW Dynamite. So we'll be talking about all the title matches on tomorrow's show. And then we have the free shows for you freebies out there. We got Batman Returns. We got our best match ever, Hell in a Cell. We're releasing it from last year for free out on Tuesday on this very feed. So go check out that as well. And we got Frankenhooker. We just did Evil Dead. I mentioned all these shows, but wow, we've been just doing so many podcasts. Yeah. I love spooky season. It's lit.
We're going all out for October.
Yeah.
With Halloween 3 as well, you'll get 3 free shows this month.
True.
We're spoiling you.
Shotzi Blackheart's favorite movie.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it.
You've never seen it. Halloween 3 will be releasing on Halloween for free as well. We've done Halloween 1. We've done Halloween 2. It's time to do the one where he doesn't come home.
Yes.
Yeah, no Michael Myers. It'll be interesting. But postwrestling.com for all the free shows there that we do, as well as John Away with all the G1 stuff. We will be doing a Best Match Ever G1 2020 when that is all over on the Patreon as well. But patreon.com/upnext, $5 a month gets you all the shows we're talking about and more. Every show in the back catalog, all the reviews, all the what's next, all the best matches ever, all the movie reviews, all that stuff. Go check us out and support the BDE. Patreon.com/upnext. And of course, the new Instagram we're trying to push. You got to hang out with us on the gram.
Absolutely.
Guys, join us on the gram. Help us out. And the Twitter, @upnextpodcast. Go gram us. Go hit the gram, you know?
Do you ever want to see someone cook a lasagna? Follow me on Instagram.
Wow.
@Davie Portman.
There you go. Yeah.
John Pollock messaged me and was like, I was captivated. I was captivated by that
your
lasagna
Instagram
story.
Post? This is why you got to be hot on the gram, man. You got to be all hot on the gram. You got to follow him for crazy storytelling such as that. Thank you so much for listening and supporting I myself, Braden Herrington. I don't cook lasagna, but you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I am @TheBrady.
And I am @Davie Portman.
We will be back next Wednesday night for our go-home show for Halloween Havoc. Join us on the YouTube as well, youtube.com/upnext. And hey, wherever you find your podcast, give us a good little 5-star rating. Help us out. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. And spin the deal and make the deal. What did I say?
Spin the wheel and make a deal.
No, I messed it up.
Ahoy!
Oh.
And someone please check on Zia Li.
All right.
Honestly, is she okay? Fuck.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
How are you guys doing out there?
The Psycho45 says, we are dope as fuck. Thank you, Psycho. So are you.
Thank you, man.
So
You're a
you.
psycho. Thank you,
Psycho
brother.
Killer.
We hope you guys are all right. Get your Halloween costumes ready, people.
Yeah. Get your Halloween costumes. Right, we're going to bid you all adieu. We're going to get this edited and uploaded. We'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you as always. We love you, YouTube Room. Take care. If you're bored, continue the chat on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Toodle Pip. Auf Wiedersehen.
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.